Hello, Reading Bear volunteers. So, I'm going to give you a little tutorial about how to edit the timeline data, and I'll actually explain what that means in a little bit. Um, I'm not going to explain in this video how to log on because that's sensitive information, and so I should have sent that to you in an email. Now, when you do log on, this will be the screen that you see. Um, Now, there's all kinds of stuff to do here, but there's really only one place where I want you to go, at least right now. I want you to go here under Presentations, so I'm going to click on that. And here are the presentations. As you can see, there are 4 presentations. This one right here, this long A, is it's a test presentation. There's nothing there, so you can ignore that one. But this is the first presentation, this is the second presentation, this is the new third presentation. So it's actually the third presentation that I currently need help with, but the following is going to go for all the rest of the 44 presentations after this. So you would go from here to Edit. So I'm going to go under Short I because that's the one that I want to edit, and I'm going to press Edit here. All right, and now here are the different clusters. This is the access to the information about the different words and all the different slides that are associated with the word. And well, for example, if you wanted to look at pin here, you'd go under Edit, and this would show you all the files, something called slide definitions, and then this is actually gives you the individual slides for this sounded out slow presentation. Sounded out quick, let me sound it out, and so forth. You don't need to touch all of that. I actually only want you to go to one place. So from Short I, you would click on Edit, then click on Slide Definitions, this third tab here. So from here, again, the only thing that I need you to edit is the timeline data. Now, it so happens that the software has been so brilliantly written that basically the timeline data for the sounded out slowly and the sounded out quickly versions should be perfect. Now, if it turns out after you look at the presentation and you notice that it's not looking right in the slow sounded out version or the quick sounded out version, then you can come back here and edit this timeline data. Let me show you what you do need to edit. There's basically 3 things. It's blended slowly right here, timeline. It'll be this length right here, and also blended quickly. That'll be this length right here. And then finally, the sentence and the sentence timeline is the one that takes the longest. I wouldn't bother volunteers with this if there weren't a substantial amount to do here, and well, the editing the sentence can be kind of involved. I can probably finish one of these in, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or something like that. But oh, that adds up. Even faster, actually, sometimes. And some of the sentences are shorter, some of them are easier, whatever. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tips about how to edit these, but let's begin with blended slowly. So I'm clicking right here. The first thing I'll do is I'll just play. Now, it sounds pretty good, right? But if you look at the durations right here, they're all the same. So this is just a rough estimate, dividing the sound file into thirds because, well, there's 3 phonemes. Now, the question here is, first of all, how do you determine how much time is associated with each phoneme? Well, you can either edit the start position or the duration, and I usually edit the duration. And now watch, you can use the down arrow or the up arrow on the keyboard, and I strongly recommend that you do that. You just click inside this box like I did, and then you when you go down arrow, you can see the shaded area moving back and forth. Okay, so I happen to know that the P phoneme is going to be right about there. So let's try this preview. This will just do the one phoneme. And just to double check, I can preview the next phoneme. See, there's very little of the P sound there. But I'll tell you, you shouldn't rely on your ear too much when you're deciding where the edge of the phonemes is, because the software that plays back snippets of this audio file that you're listening to is not too exact. So generally speaking, if you can see right here that the P sound, which is very quiet, it ends about right there. You don't have to hear it. You can just look and see. So I just move it, right about there, and that's about where the P ends and where the I begins. Of course, a lot of phonemes are blended, and so then you'll have to put it somewhere in the middle. And that's actually true of the next, between the edge of the I and the N. Now listen to this. Okay, and then listen to this. So I look for cues. See, look, I'm going to move this. I'm going to use my arrow keys to move the that edge back and forth. Now look at this. You see right here? It seems to me that might mark this little difference in how the waveform goes. Might mark the beginning of the N sound, or maybe it's here. So let's try that one out. Now it seems to me. I can still hear a little bit of the I sound there. So I'm going to move this. I suppose it doesn't really matter that it's completely exact, but I try to get it as good as I can. I might seem to be contradicting myself in that I said earlier that you shouldn't rely too much on the ear, but well, I actually use a combination of what I can see and what I can hear. So, and then when you think you've got it about right, that helps a lot to look at this. It looks right to me. Okay, there's another thing that I want you to notice. You can't edit the beginning of this. It always starts at the beginning of the file, no matter how much buffer space, how much white space there is before the beginning of the sound. You can edit the end though, and it's a pretty good idea to leave a little extra there. Then it's important that you press the save button. If you don't press the save button, then your changes won't be saved. All right, so I think we're done with that. Now, how do we get back to where we were before to choose the quick blended version? Well, you click on this pin right here, and here we are back to where we were before. Now, if you use the back arrow on your browser, then it will take you to this screen right here, which means you'll just have to click on that. So I usually instead I usually just click on this right here. Okay, now let's do the quick blended version. Blended quickly. Here's the link right here. Now this is interesting. This actually seems to be better estimated by the software. I don't know how that worked out. All right, that's right. Now look, I pressed preview and I get this error message. Phoneme preview is not supported for video media. CCOC operations are unpredictable for video format. So the problem is this file that we're looking at is not just an audio file, it's actually a video file. And when you press play here, you're actually playing a video file. And as a result, the software can't handle the preview. But at least you can see this, and then you can, based on the sort of your discoveries about what the waveforms, what these hills look like, of the different phonemes look like, you can make a good estimate of where things are. This actually seems to be done already. Maybe I edited this previously. I don't know. So let's have a look. Perfect. Yeah, it seems perfect to me. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. All right, and next let's look at the sentence. So I'm clicking now. Remember, there's 3 links that you're going to have to edit for each cluster. It's going to be this one and this one and this one. So now we're on the 3rd. Now this is kind of interesting. There's 2 steps to editing the sentence. First, you edit individual words, and then based on those, it decides how to divide up the phonemes. So here we go, the individual phonemes within the words. So first, all we have to do is find the word I. So you can actually see, of course, the waveform. This blob right here is I, it must be. Now here's something that I want you to remember. When you are deciding where to end a particular chunk, try to end it close to the beginning of the next word or the next phoneme. In other words, if there's a little bit of space there, associate it with the previous word. Don't put it right in the middle. So this is about like that is fine. You heard that or I put. Well, the P sound probably isn't in here at all. You should rely on visual cues instead of auditory cues in this case. Okay, put. That's going to be about like that. And again, you can hear the because of the just the inexact nature of the video player. Okay. Then pin, you can see this is the p, this is the I, and this is the n. All right. All right, now look, in the map is actually this one big blob, and this is the p in map. So the is going to be about, it's probably about right there, or in rather. That could be the. Well, what about map? Wow, it did some good estimation. All right. Now I'm going over here. This allows me to edit the left side. This allows me to edit the right side. And again, to make it go back and forth like this, I'm using the up and down arrows. Okay, so all right, I think that's right. So now this is important. Press save. All right, we're done with step one of editing the sentence timeline data. Now advanced timeline data. First thing to do, just for fun really, is to do this. Are you impressed? I'm impressed. Um, I think that gets it pretty close, doesn't it? If you were really pressed for time, um, or less of a perfectionist than I am, you might just stop there. It if you notice, the durations are mostly random. That's because it is making fairly careful um, estimates of the phonemes based on previous data, and that's a little something I'm a bit proud of. So let's see here. Anyway, we know that that's generally vowels tend to have higher waveforms. And gee, I'm trying to remember, is it the plosives and the fricatives? I'm trying to remember from my linguistics. They have very low waveforms. Anyway, the T is T. It's going to be very quiet. Again, you can hear some of the Don't worry about that. Um, that's, again, the player is inexact. Halfway through or a bit of the way through, it's good to do save because you can, for whatever reason, lose your place. But if you do save, look, I'm back on basic timeline. Don't hit save here now. If you hit save here now, then the advanced timeline data that you added previously will be lost. Now I'm working on the. Now you can, again, hear the p. But look, the p doesn't start until here. We know that. So basically, the player is listening a little bit farther than the actual edge of that chunk. All right. The p, as we know, ends about right there. And then we'll just put that right to there, and then the n is going to go there. All right. In. I, mm. I tell you, sometimes the preview is next to worthless. I just happen to know that this is going to be, in the map. Let's see, the. All right, I think it's going to go about right to there. And that, the. Sometimes you can just listen to your own speech, and if it's louder, the way that you sound, the waveform is going to be higher. The M could be here, or it could be here. Let's see. It's really hard to tell. What about this? All right, I'm going to say that this is the M right here. Okay, and then I'm guessing that's the A. And this little bit over here, the P's are always very small, often separate from the rest of the word. I'll make the edge a little bit farther. And save. All right. And then to look at the whole thing, you're going to have to go back to advanced timeline. Again, don't hit save there. And just play. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so that's it. I don't need to save again. I'm done with that. And so I'm done with pin. So what's the next step? Well, I just go back to short I. Okay, I've done in and pin, so I just go on to WIG, to slide definitions, I'm going to skip over again these two, but I can look at them. You know, if you want to, you can look. You see, it's already done beautifully by the software, and this one also should be beautiful. I don't even look at them. If they look good enough on the presentation, then I'm going to assume that the timeline data is fine. I won't do another example, but I do want to do one other thing. So if you wanted to help me out, I don't even know if I have this on the to-do list for each of the presentations. But one thing that I kind of desperately need help with is this copyright tab. So I went back to Short A. Again, if you want to get to where I am right now, you go back to Presentations, and under Short A, click Edit. That goes into the Short I should say, the Short I. And then normally you start in clusters, but now I'm going to go to Copyright. And notice almost all of the data here is going to be from Shutterstock, right? So we'll just do this. And it put in the data into all of them. Now you can, I don't know why they did it that way. That's just something you're going to have to do every time. But occasionally I have found pictures and even made videos based on public domain pictures. Now, if that's the case, then of course you're going to want to take this out and just write public domain capitalized like that, and that's fine. Now, for the others, you're going to want to, which is like 98% of the items, you'll have to open up another window, find the script with the copyright holder info in it, and then put the name of the copyright holder here. Paste it in. The JPEGs are, of course, the images. The MP4s are the videos. All of this is going to have to be done. Somebody's going to have to do it. I'll do it if nobody else does. I sure would appreciate your help with that. Okay, I think that's all I have to do in here. I am, just to put your mind at ease, I'm going to be doing very regular updates, at least every 24 hours, if not more often. So if somebody somehow manages to screw things up, we can restore the old version of the data. So you don't have to be too afraid. Just, try to avoid the delete links. All right, well, that's it. Thanks very much, and I hope to see you working in that SkyDrive space. All right, bye.